we're going to talk about live stream commerce in 2025, sometimes called live shopping. Live stream commerce definitely had a huge surge during the pandemic for probably some very obvious reasons. But it's been a huge shopping channel in China for a long time. I mean, it's a $700 billion business in China. And here in the US, it's about a $40 billion. I mean, we're still talking about billion. Yeah. So it's not tiny, but it just shows how big it is overseas in Asia. And so it's about 6% of e-commerce sales. And so we have, platforms who have kind of leaned into this, like TikTok Shops and Amazon Live, and even our friends at Walmart have done their live shopping capabilities and as well. So there are a lot of efforts being invested in this shopping channel. I think sometimes when something new comes out and is kind of flashy, I think a lot of people kind of lean into it, and probably maybe a little bit too early, or maybe not be the right brand fit. I mean, I personally know you and I have worked on a few of these types.
I've maybe trauma bonded over a live stream or two.
They're high pressure, and they definitely take a lot of coordination, a lot of effort to do them professionally. And then you have stuff that's a little more casual, like a Whatnot, where people are selling sneakers and baseball cards through a live auction and live commerce opportunity. So I do feel like it really does have legs within our society. I mean, QVC and Home Shopping Network have been around for years and years, but it's in a good place here, but it's not exploded like it has in China. Why do you think it's not quite as big here as it is there?
Yeah, I think there's really two things that stand out for me. So first is just the cultural context and how they want to shop and be entertained, and it's kind of the seamless integration. It kind of goes hand in hand, and then the sale, the conversion, the payment has been a more seamless integration there. You think about WeChat, it just is a seamless mobile wallet. Makes things a lot easier in a lot of other ways there. But when we are doing a live stream, a lot of time we're taking people out of the live stream to go and buy and have a different user experience. And I think that that friction is gonna cause some of that to just not be as popular, not be as accessible to the US masses. I think also we're not willing on our attention span to be in that mode. So I think those two kind of slowed the adoption down. Like you said, we saw definitely some rise during the pandemic and found ways to really enhance that. But we definitely have a ways to go. Those billions are a few points off there.
Yeah, and I think sometimes, as I said before, when something's new and it's shiny, everybody wants to participate, even though it may not be the right brand or category. I think beauty and fashion lean into probably this type of commerce easily. But what are some, in your mind, what are some other categories that could fit into this into live stream commerce?
Yeah, I think for me, I kind of don't start with the category necessarily. Yeah. I think
toilet paper,
maybe.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
I think it's the storytelling. I think how it comes together. So many categories could fall into that successfully. I think some that do lend well to a storytelling mindset, and maybe it's the girl in me that grew up on Food Network. It's a cooking demo, whether that's selling the cheese product that they're cooking with, the pans that they're using, the plates that they're going on, or in the instances where maybe we have a retail-led one where you bring brands together and you're actually selling all of them. I think those stand out because it doesn't feel like you're trapped in a commercial. It feels like you're part of the story that's being created. So I think something like that is a great space, and the products that lean into them really well too.
Yeah. Yeah, you have the opportunity to do this live stream commerce across a few different platforms, right? Like, Amazon Live, TikTok shops, whatnot. And then you have creators that kind of do their own thing. Where have you seen the most success? Like, is it the influencer that's doing things on their own? Is it someone who is partnering on doing Amazon Live? Like, obviously it's going to depend on what your KPI is, but it's, where have you seen like success in those channels?
I think the hybrid where you lead with the creator as the storyteller, they're the one that brings the audience, right? Like the host is who captivates them and who keeps them engaged and brings them in. But I think when you can lead with whether it's the retailer, the brand, the platform, to operationalize it, make sure that things are going well on the back end and like helping the creator or the host be prepared. I think those hybrid models are going to set you above, because then the person can shine as a person and let their kind of connection to the audience reign true. Drive, whether it's driving engagements in a KPI, sometimes that's all they want. They just want people there. They want people to engage in a chat. So more likely you want people to, add to cart and buy a thing or two.
To be honest, I've never seen anything in the chat that I was like, oh, that was really great to read in the chat. Like, I mean, anyway, it is engagement, I guess.
There was one we did that was more of a creator led, like they had a little more leeway, and that was the top performing from a sales perspective as well. The person just did a really good job engaging. They had an audience that really engaged. They were more of a beauty influencer. And so we were doing hair care products, and it just, they actually were engaging, but also drove sales. So, in a perfect world, you get both.
Yeah. I think, some people have the mindset, I don't want to be sold to, right? So if you're bringing value to that viewer, that's beyond just, I'm trying to show you my product and convince you to buy it. Like, whether you're doing a recipe or you're providing some sort of tips, fashion tips or how to, like, I think that value equation with that viewer increases significantly. Oh, and by the way, if you want to buy this, then we have that ability to do that. You also hit on something earlier that I was thinking was such an important point, which is you can have the best creator on a great platform, but like it's the little things, it's the little details that I think trips up the commerce experience. And you talked about the ability to buy, right, and the shopping experience. And I think that actually has to evolve and make it easy as possible, in order to help that commerce become a more viable channel, because people are going to spend time creating content in those channels if they're seeing conversion, right? And if the thing that's holding up conversion is it takes forever for me to check out, or I've got to put in my credit card and I've got to put in my CVV 3 times and all of that stuff before I can check out, I'm going to see the conversion. Like people are just like, that's too much friction. You've lost me in the moment, and I'm moving on. So I think my takeaway is make sure you fully understand the complete experience all the way through, and put yourself in the shopper's shoes and ensure that every step in your process, every step in that process works and has as little friction as possible. And sometimes friction has to be there for various reasons. So the more we can streamline that, I think that's going to allow live stream shopping or live stream commerce to advance. All right, and then you have one more campaign. You want to talk about some Crocs and T-Pain?
Yeah, I mean, remember I said I was a millennial, so why not end with T-Pain?
Okay.
T-Pain and Crocs partnered up earlier in October to launch a boots with the fur line. I mean, a little bit weird, which is Crocs.
Yeah.
A little bit funky, which is also T-Pain.
I did buy Crocs cowboy boots, by the way.
You did?
Well, actually, my wife did because I convinced her to do it. But anyway, regardless.
But, nodding back to his buy you a drink from the 2000s. I just kind of love it because it's a fun, unexpected, but kind of expected, I guess, based on kind of their two brands.
Yep.
And it was really kind of a meme worthy type thing, social moment, which T-Pain is pretty ingrained on social media. So love that as somebody that went to his concert recently. I thought it was a good mix, and just kind of a funny way to tie into maybe the millennial culture. I'm not probably going to buy them, but I do appreciate the collab and the unexpected moments.
That's awesome. Yeah.